Yeah, who did you say? Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump, two of the most polarising figures of our time, are now aligned in a way that could redefine transportation as we know it. Musk, who has publicly endorsed Trump in the past, including in the recent election, is now set to benefit directly from Trump's push to deregulate the self-driving car industry. Their shared vision, removing regulations to pave the way for autonomous dominance through Tesla's Robotaxi fleet. Trump's transition team has already begun developing a new federal framework for autonomous vehicles, a stark reversal from his earlier opposition to AVs. This could be a game changer for Tesla, which has faced delays and regulatory challenges. But here's the big question. Will this partnership make the US a leader in self-driving technology, or is it a disaster waiting to happen? First, let's understand the foundations. Deregulation has always been a hallmark of Trump's political philosophy.
One single reason: to cut the red tape of regulation.
During his presidency, he oversaw the rollback of more than 100 federal regulations across industries, including environmental protections and safety standards. Now, Trump's sights are set on autonomous vehicles, which are primarily governed by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA for short. Earlier this December, the NHTSA introduced the Automated Driving System Safety, Transparency and Evaluation Program, known as AV STEP, a set of voluntary guidelines aimed at regulating driverless cars. So, why is this a big deal for AV companies? Right now, only vehicles with all the required controls, like steering wheels and pedals, are authorised to be sold to customers, things that a driverless vehicle would obviously not have. As a result, AV companies must request exemptions from this rule in order to get their cars on the road. But safety regulators keep a tight grip on these exemptions, limiting companies to only 2,500 exemptions a year. The AV STEP framework seeks to authorise the sale of autonomous vehicles without traditional controls, which is good news for Musk as it allows Tesla to deploy more vehicles by bypassing the exemption cap. But there's a catch. In exchange for this leniency, the NHTSA wants AV companies like Tesla to cough up more data, arguing that greater transparency will maintain public trust and safety. This would slow down Tesla's progress, so Trump's transition team is now crafting a federal framework that would override the current patchwork of state-level regulations. On top of that, Trump is also looking to scrap the crash reporting rule law, which is a relief for Tesla, as to date they have reported the highest number of crashes. Musk is lobbying Trump to ease restrictions on fully autonomous vehicles in advance of Tesla's plans to produce its own Robotaxi in 2026. But the problem here is obvious. Scrapping these rules at the expense of transparency would leave us all in the dark. Like the NHTSA chief counsel said, safe, transparent, and responsible development is critical for this technology to be trusted by the public and reach its full potential. The question now is whether Musk can capitalise on these changes to turn Tesla's Robotaxi vision into reality. In October, Musk unveiled the Robotaxi, the star of Tesla's autonomous fleet, alongside the Robovan and the Tesla Bot. Production is set to begin in 2026, with Musk aiming for a price tag under $30,000, a move to make autonomous ride-sharing accessible to millions. Meanwhile, Tesla plans to leverage its current Model 3 and Model Y vehicles to launch a nascent Robotaxi fleet, starting with initial rollouts in Texas in 2025. As for what happens next, we look to China, where over 19 companies are already trialling fully autonomous vehicles. Goldman Sachs reckons the People's Republic could see 90% of sales boast Level 3 or above by 2040, versus 65% in the United States. If Trump accelerates adoption, US highways will look a lot more Chinese, and subsequently countries in Europe and elsewhere will face pressure to follow suit. But we must remember that Musk began selling his vision for autonomous vehicles almost an entire decade ago, and way back in 2019, he promised an entire fleet of self-driving vehicles by 2020. As quoted here in an article by AP News, Tesla yet again claimed it is a year or two away from actual automated driving. just as the company has been claiming for a decade. Indeed, Tesla's whole event had a 2014 vibe, except that in 2014 there were no automated vehicles actually deployed on public roads. Now there are real AVs carrying real people on real roads, but none of those vehicles are Teslas. Tonight did not change this reality. It only made the irony more glaring. Musk himself has admitted that his prediction proved to be overly optimistic. But perhaps this time is different. With Trump's regulatory support, Tesla might finally have the tools it needs to meet Musk's ambitious 2026 goal and dominate the global robotaxi market. Musk's vision for a robotaxi-dominated future is bold, and with Trump's deregulation push backing him, the path may seem clearer than ever. But even with political momentum on his side, two major challenges loom large: growing public distrust in autonomous vehicles and the stiff competition from rivals who are already miles ahead. The road to acceptance for autonomous vehicles is riddled with setbacks, and Tesla isn't immune. Negative incidents involving self-driving cars have amplified public skepticism. Take, for example, the high-profile case in San Francisco, where a Tesla equipped with FSD caused an 8-car pileup on the Bay Bridge last Thanksgiving. 9 people were injured, and it reignited fears about the safety of Tesla's AV technology. Regulators fear that rushed approvals of autonomous technologies could lead to more such accidents on public roads. With Trump's push to expedite the rollout of self-driving cars, it's reasonable to argue that prioritizing speed over safety could backfire and further damage trust in autonomous vehicles. Tesla's issues aren't isolated. They're tangible examples of why 63% of Americans say they'd be too afraid to ride in a fully autonomous vehicle. For Tesla, the stakes couldn't be higher. Even with Trump removing regulatory roadblocks, Musk's ambitious plans hinge on Tesla not only catching up to these competitors, but surpassing them. With Trump's backing, the framework for progress is there. But there's a broader question here. Should we even want a deregulated AV industry? Waymo's dominance in 2024 shows that safety and transparency, not speed, are what build consumer trust. Meanwhile, Tesla's continued lack of detailed crash data may leave the public wary, regardless of how many rules get relaxed. The risks of rushing forward without addressing safety and reliability could undermine the very progress Musk aims to achieve. So what do you think? Are Trump and Musk the visionaries we need to lead the world into an autonomous future, or are they taking risks we're not ready for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of technology.